This trip to India has changed my entire life and my entire perspective on life. I felt light. I felt like I was floating. Namaste. Hello everyone. My name is Chanté. Welcome back. If you are returning and if you are new, thank you for joining me. Either way, thank you for joining me. Do you like my t-shirt? Oh my gosh. I love this t-shirt. I'm guessing you know who this is, but this is Krishna and Radha. I love this shirt so much. It's beautiful. So, I wanted to record this video for a while, talking about how my trip to India has changed my life completely. So, for those of you that don't know, I went to India in November. And I went for yoga teacher training. And let's get to the story about why I went. So I think it was October. Yeah, the thought of doing yoga teacher training kind of crossed my mind a couple times, but I was never really fully committed to it. It was October and I had a big birthday coming up the following month, and I was just deciding, what do I do for my birthday? I do want to do something to celebrate, and yeah, what should I do? So I was kind of deciding between throwing a birthday party or doing something completely different, which was yoga teacher training. And I was thinking about it and I was like, you can always throw a birthday party, but you cannot always do yoga teacher training. So let's do something that you are always going to remember for your entire life. And so I was like, okay, we'll do yoga teacher training. Yeah. Hello. I am just editing this video and I came across my journal from before I went to India and I want to read it out to you. Okay. It says, I need to decide what I want to do for my birthday. The big 3-0. Right now, I'm leaning towards London or India. London sounds a bit boring. No offense. I deserve to do something special for my 30th. I want to do it. I want to go to India sooner or later, so why not now? Okay, glad I had this conversation. Let's see if we can book for November. Yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah, how cute. I thought, if I'm gonna study yoga, I want it to be as authentic as possible, and yoga comes from India, so let's go to India. And not only that, let's go to Rishikesh, the home of yoga in India. Let's do it. Why not? Okay, so I made the decision to go, and then I booked it. I booked the course. So many different schools, there's hundreds, so it's difficult, but in the end I went for my school, Vinyasa Yoga Shala, because it had the best rating. It had so many reviews. And to be honest, I liked the look of it. I liked the effort that they went to look professional, and yeah, that's why I picked that school. And I'm so glad I picked that school. I couldn't have had a better time. Let's talk about how going to India has changed my life. And this is not being dramatic. I'm being 100% honest. Going to India has completely changed my life and my perspective. So where do I start? Okay, so let's see. I've always been a spiritual person. Like, I've always had this spiritual side, this connection to a higher power. I've always known that there's something more to this life. This is like existence is very deep. It's not an accident. This is not an accident. Like, I'm here for a reason. We're all here for a reason. Like, there is more to life than this physical realm. So, as a spiritual person, I didn't know, because I'd never experienced a place with so many spiritual people, a place where people are devoted, completely devoted to their spiritual practice, to a higher power, to a like deeper meaning in life. And I guess India was a bit like, oh my goodness, there's so many people here that actually prioritize spirituality. And coming from like the West, it's just not it's not really a thing. It's kind of a thing now, but it's not a priority. It's never been a priority in the West. In the West, it's always been the physical is the priority. How you look, what type of material things you have, how much money you have, that's the priority. And so going somewhere with a completely different energy was just like, oh my goodness, my soul, I'm not even joking, my soul felt so at home. Like, oh my gosh, this is where you belong. Like, a place where people actually care about like the inside, the soul, the spirit. That is where you belong. So that's how I felt when I was there. So that for me was the biggest thing, was the spiritual aspect of being in India. Like, I've always been interested in yoga, meditation, chakras, all of that stuff. And so to go somewhere that is embedded, where that stuff is embedded to the core, was just like amazing. It was amazing. Like, it was so amazing. Like, I loved that so much. Okay, so that's, for me, is the biggest thing, the spiritual aspect of it. What else? The people are so kind, and like, they're so kind, like genuinely kind and welcoming, and they're so happy to have you in their country. Like, I've never been somewhere where people were so excited and happy to see me. I've never felt so welcome and like appreciated somewhere than I did in India. They love people from other countries visiting. They love it. They love to take pictures with you if you're not from India, which I don't mind. Like, oh, the food, oh my goodness, the food. Okay, so I've been a vegetarian on and off for a while, like on and off vegetarian. Always kind of known that I don't really want to eat animals, but sometimes I get tempted, especially living in Europe or London. Like, yeah, it's hard not to. But the food in India, oh my goodness, the food is so delicious. The food is so tasty. The food is so healthy. And you don't need meat. You don't need meat to have delicious, healthy, substantial, fulfilling, nourishing meals. Like, that was just like, oh, if I lived here, I would not even be tempted ever. I would never be tempted to eat meat, because look at all this incredible food. Like, that's a big thing for me. Food. Food is huge. I love food. the natural beauty of the place is, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. Like, the like landscape, the nature, the Ganga, the mountains. It's stunning. It's so stunning. I just love it. I love it. I think for the first time in my life, I was in a place where I had completely dropped my ego, and it was such a freeing feeling to have no more ego concerns and no more worries about physical stuff. It was just so enlightening. It's enlightening place. So for the first time, I dropped the ego, and I was just a pure channel, a pure divine channel of source, spirit, whatever you want to call it. All of the insecurities that you have living in the West, especially in London, we as women, well, maybe I can't speak for men, but as women living in London, we have a lot of like insecurities about physical stuff, about your appearance, and like perfectionism, and like it's embedded in the culture. So even if you think, I don't want to be a part of that, it's so hard not to be a part of that, because it's in the essence of the place, it's in the fabric, it's in the energy, it's surrounding you all the time. So for the first time in my life as an adult, I did not have any physical insecurities in India. Like, I did not care. I didn't care about my physical appearance, which was so freeing. It was so I felt like light. I felt light. I felt like I was floating. Maybe Rishikesh is different, and maybe doing a yoga course as well added to that experience, but that's just how it felt for me. I just felt so free, so light, so happy in my soul. I felt like I was at home. I felt like I was at home in India, and that's why it will always have a special place in my heart. Have to go back. It's not even a choice at this point. It is mandatory. It's mandatory that I return, and I will return. Yeah, and I am so grateful that I had the opportunity to visit. The place made the experience. It was unlike anything I've ever done in my life, and I will always be grateful. I don't want to cry. I will always be grateful that I had that experience, honestly. And I will carry that experience with me for the rest of my life. And I've learned so much, prioritizing the soul, the spirit. That's it, really. Like, I'm done with the ego living mentality. I'm done with it. I'm dropping it. It's gone. It doesn't serve me anymore. So yeah, I think that's it. I think I have been talking for a long time. You have to follow those nudges that you get from the divine, from source, because that is going to lead you where you need to go. You are always rewarded. You are always rewarded when you do those things that push you out of your comfort zone. Yes, we're done. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for joining me. If you made it to the end of this video, please comment a... What emoji? Please comment a peacock emoji. Please comment a peacock emoji if you made it to the end of this video. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe if you want. You don't have to. We all have free will. Yeah, I think that's it. Thank you so very much for joining me today. I'm so grateful that people are interested in watching the videos that I make. At the end of the day, I'm just doing what I'm told. So thank you, and I wish you a wonderful day and a wonderful life. Namaste.